Film Banter community, episode 41
People of Earth,
is upon us.
ladies and gentlemen, episode 41.
41.
Hey, get me! I'm down here. Can you pick me up?
Who's that?
What's going on here?
I said, can you pick me up, asshole?
Help a brother out.
For God's sakes, we're trying to do a show here.
I don't care. Pick me up.
All right already. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right with you in just a brief millisecond of time and metamorphic consequence of being. Whatever that means, I don't know. Shut up. Okay.
Oh, wow, look who it is.
Look who it is. It's my friend. It's little Uncle Giuseppe. Hey, get your hand out
Uncle
of my
Giuseppe.
ass. Get your hand out of my
How
ass.
you been, buddy?
I've been good. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Good.
Thanks for gracing
So
us.
nice to see you,
with
you
your presence.
little shit.
Are you all right? You gonna make it?
I don't know. I got a cough.
They got.
So
they
here he
wanna
is,
see
ladies
you.
and gentlemen, my beloved Uncle Giuseppe. He's here from Italy.
Hey, that's Sicily.
Oh, okay. Well, that's part of Italy. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we're here. We're going to begin the show. Are you going to be on the show today? I don't know if you... I don't know if you're going to be on the show. Are you going to be on the show?
What do you think? I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm losing my mind here. But anyway, it doesn't really matter.
My thoughts exactly.
Here he is, Uncle Giuseppe, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're going to throw Uncle Giuseppe to the wind.
Give me that finger, you
Oh.
little shit.
Hey, didn't your mother ever teach you not to bite?
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm sure
about
your
that.
boyfriends don't appreciate it either.
Yeah. Hey, I don't drop the soap near you, buddy.
Okay, so...
He's Italian. He
Wow,
likes
you
to kiss.
guys have a real close bond here, I see.
I know, it's true. Well,
I'll be
hold
over
on.
here.
You taste rather cotton-esque, if I may say.
Really?
Yeah, fuck you.
All right, stop with the cursing. Come on, we got a show.
There may
to
be
do.
youngins watching us, so
I don't
watch your
know.
mouth.
You know, it's very true. Oh,
Don't
wait.
maybe fill your mouth with the
I-
pens.
We have a naval activity feed from Miss Kimberly McMahon.
Oh, she gave us a thumbs up.
She gave us a thumbs
We
up.
appreciate our
That's
viewership.
right. I'm gonna put a thumb right on you, buddy.
Wait a minute. You're not doing this right. You're doing the wrong voice when I talk.
And you're supposed to face the audience.
And you're supposed to face the audience. Here he
Haven't
is.
you learned nothing?
Okay, we're gonna say goodbye to my Uncle Giuseppe.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Is that
here
how
we
you
are.
treat all elderly people?
That's right. That's right. Only if there's a bedpan involved.
We're back to reality.
We are
folks.
back to non-reality, the
Have a seat.
surreality
Slide
of
in.
it
There
all.
we go,
Yes,
buddy.
indeed. So here we are. It is episode 41, my
It
friend.
is.
It is indeed. Let's
It
make sure
is.
that our machine is working.
Works well.
Oh, it seems to be fine. That's
It
always
is
good.
the
It's
11th
always
of
a pleasure.
July.
It is indeed.
I can't believe before we know it, it's going to be August, and then summer's over.
And summer's over, buddy. Well, it only started literally 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago. No,
Well,
3 weeks ago.
21st of
21st.
June.
So we're
But I always feel like once
we're
we
about
get to
20
4th of
days in.
July,
Yeah, we're
you're in
20
the middle already.
I know, it kills me. Well, actually, we're only about yeah, you're right. Month and a
I
half.
mean, we're almost
It's
in the
only a
middle. Once we
3
hit my
month-
birthday, which was last Friday,
I
it's
know.
like smooth sailing to the end of the summer.
Smooth sailing to the end. There you go.
But anyway, let us begin the show.
Because it's just
It's just the same old shit.
that's
Every
right,
year.
folks. That's all we have to give you this week, and of course, this week is no different from any other week. So let us begin the beginning.
Yes,
We're
so
gonna
we're going to start
this,
with
this show's episode with the 10-episode Netflix series
Glow.
called Glow, which
Yes.
is the gorgeous ladies of
Of wrestling. A program from the 80s which I never knew about, which is what this is based on.
This is based on that particular series.
did you
that
know about
was-
that?
I did indeed.
Okay, I never watched it.
You know, I was a big fan of. I wasn't a big fan of the Glow itself because it was such hokey horseshit. Pardon my French. Of
Yeah.
the horseshit nature of the
The original program we're talking
the
about.
equiturd would be the Latin derivative.
Yes.
Equa for horse, of course, and turd would be the horseshit,
Exactly.
etc. However,
Very nice.
you know, this is with Alison Brie. We
She
also
is
have
wonderful in this.
She's wonderful in this. Mark, what's his
Maron.
name? Mark Maron.
He pretty
comedian
much steals the
extraordinaire.
show for me.
He is dope.
He's
good
a revelation
in
in
this show.
this.
He
He's
is
great.
extraordinary. He's a comedian. He does
podcast,
podcasts,
yeah.
etc. He's had his own show. I think a lot of stand-up
He's
specials.
done movies.
etc.
He's-
He blew me away
yeah,
in this.
he's
I
great.
never expected him to be a good actor, and he is, as you say, stealing the show.
This might be an Emmy-nominated
He's a
performance.
dominating performance, a
Yes.
dominating presence on the show.
In the show, he plays a kind of not a washed up, but kind of a hacky-esque director
Yes.
who is now trying to.
He's been hired by
he's
the
been
powers
hired
that be
to do a wrestling show.
to get these ladies together, played by Allison and a
bunch
group
of
10
unknowns,
other
yeah.
kind of girls, and it's a very nice mix of
It is.
eclectic mix of
Very diverse
not
cast
a lot
of ladies.
not a lot of beauty, not a lot of. We have some overweight girls. We have a lot of issues. We have a lot of soap opera content going
Yes.
on in this. It's 10 episodes long. It's great fun. We see the girls from their initial stage of just learning the ropes.
Exactly.
All
All the way up to shooting the
way
pilot
to
episode.
shooting the pilot
It's a
episode.
show within a show kind of a thing.
And of course, it entails all the mishaps,
Yes.
all the flubs, all the crazy
The behind-the-scenes
bullshit that goes
drama.
on to get these people to get to where they are, to actually put the presentation on, which I'm sure is exactly how it was back in the
I
80s.
agree.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
And,
how life is. It just bounces off the surreal wall of nonsense, and things just happen out of the blue. And I'm sure that's what happened.
And from what I understand, this is loosely based on the true behind the scenes of the original
I don't
program.
think it's too.
Yeah, they take the
based.
premise and then they kind of they're basically going to
Yeah.
be running with it as the seasons continue
Pretty much.
in their own way. And it's from the same makers as Orange Is the New Black. So you can definitely get similar vibes,
Yeah, it's a
similar
chick
themes
show.
that
It's a-
run
it's-
throughout.
It's a chick show, but it's very
It
well
is,
done.
but it's very well done.
It is.
It's
We-
short.
we
It's a half
say,
hour each
but-
episode.
We say, but it's very well done because it's a chick show, but it's well done, which means we don't have a high opinion of chick shows in general.
That's not true. It just means that.
That's what you said, man.
Well, that's not what I meant. What I mean is that sometimes you might think that something that's about women is tailored towards women. So, like the Lifetime Network, some people tend to look down on things like the Lifetime Network. And this is nothing
I
like
do look
that.
down.
I know. No, this is a
I
high
do look
quality
down upon
program.
it. Yeah.
No,
Alison
Alison
is very
Brie
well done. She
is-
steals the show.
She does. Her and
She
Mark
is
Maron
an
are the stars.
actor.
They are.
She's an actor on the show, so she's trying to do multi-layered performances.
She is
Of-
within
does
this
a
wrestling
Russian,
world.
She does a Jewish, and she's creating these characters, as we all
She's
know.
so great.
Wrestling
I feel
is
like I
what it's
knew her
about.
character. You know, she
Yeah,
used to-
no.
She felt so real.
She was so centered.
Reinvented herself in this role.
Centered, and yet she has a landscape
nice
of
arc,
characters that she, an arc of characters, if you will, that she does in accordance with this role. She's amazing.
I think it shows a whole new side to Alison Brie, which is great.
Not something that we've never seen before.
She lost a lot of weight for the show.
She doesn't
got
look as
toned up.
beautiful as she.
No,
you
she
know,
uglied herself down a little bit, but she
did
still looks
ugly
good.
herself down. So she's a knockout. If you
Yeah.
ever check out Community or
Yeah,
even some
yeah.
of her films, people
in a
who
bunch of them.
sleep with other people,
Yeah, she was-
or with
Jason
Jason
Sudeikis,
Sudeikis.
correct.
Not a great film. I didn't love that to any great thing. But Glow is certainly worth you checking out. We hope you could get to it on Netflix if you.
It's
have
a
Netflix
short
available
commitment.
to you.
Altogether, it's like 5.5 hours. I mean,
Yeah, it really is.
10
It's
episodes, 30
10
minutes
episodes.
each.
No, it's 5 hours, dude.
10 episodes? Oh, 5 hours. You're right. I'm sorry. you're right.
dude.
Anyway, it's a great
He missed
commitment.
that day in school when they taught math.
Oh, please.
Okay, so here we are.
So we're going to move on.
We're going to move on to a very particular film. This is a 2015 film, I believe. No, it might be 2016. But it stars John Krasinski. He's also one of the writers and
I think he's the director, too.
Oh no, he did direct it.
Yeah,
No
thought so.
question. It also stars Richard Jenkins, who is a fine character actor who
Been in
was
a ton of
nominated
movies.
for a movie called The Visitor. He didn't win that year.
No. And he really, I would say, became almost a household name through 6 Feet Under on HBO back in the
Yes.
early 2000s.
Which
He
I
played
never watched.
He played the patriarch. Really a great show. So one of my
I never
all-time
watched
favorite shows.
Really?
It is.
I know you're a Dexter fan.
I like Dexter too, but this was before Dexter.
Well, he was the guy that was in Dexter. Went to that.
Michael C. Hall
Michael C.
started
Hall.
out in that, yeah.
Right.
And that was my first introduction to him.
Is he any relation to Anthony C. Hall?
No.
Okay.
You mean Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I thought I'd say
No relation.
too. Okay, cool. Well, there you go then.
Anyway, continue.
Well, I like this film very, very, very much. It's basically about their mother, who I believe she was in The Office. Am I correct in that, or I could be wrong?
I'm
But
not sure. I didn't
and John
see the
Krasinski
film.
was
I'll
also
look it up
in
for
The
you.
Office, but she's wonderful. This is their mom. She has 3 siblings who are there,
Okay.
and her husband, and they're so dysfunctional. There's just a very kind of a comic sadness about this film that just emanates throughout. But John Krasinski, I'll tell you something. And also Anna Kendricks plays his girlfriend in this movie, and she's wonderful.
Anna Kendrick is great.
Anna Kendrick cannot do anything.
Oh, the mother is
wrong.
Margot Martindale. She was not in The Office, but
She
she's in a lot of
is
stuff.
Wonderful.
She's great.
She steals the show.
And Charlton
She
Copley's in
shaves-
this movie.
Saves her head. Who?
Charlton Copley from District 9 is in
It's
this.
easy for you to say.
He's
buddy.
great. He was in
Yeah, he is good.
18. He was in
No.
Chappie. He was
Yeah,
in
no.
Elysium. Great
He's
actor.
Australian. He's
No,
an
he's
Australian now.
South African.
Are you sure?
He's from South Africa.
Because all those films you just
Johannesburg, South
named
Africa.
are Australian.
No,
films.
they're all South African films.
Oh,
the
all
director
right.
Neil Blomkamp is a South
Is that
African
anywhere near
filmmaker.
Ghana, by any chance? Is that near Ghana?
It might be.
It might be. Okay, and if you're watching and if you live in Ghana,
Yeah.
good for you.
You're gonna be wrong about
You're
that.
gonna be a happy person today.
Continue.
All right, so the Hollers, it's a moving movie. I laughed, I cried, I laughed, said the New York Times, and that's exactly what it is. John Krasinski is crazed. There's just a wonderful essence of total, absolute dysfunction throughout this entire film. I found it very, very endearing.
So it's in a dysfunctional family genre of
Absolutely.
films. Quirky comedy dramas.
Exactly.
Dramedy.
It's a very quick film.
I like
It's
those
maybe
kind of
an hour
films.
and 25 minutes long. It was
Sounds
over
good.
too soon. I wanted it to go on
like to see
longer.
that.
I liked it very much. And you know, I've seen John Krasinski on many a show, and
Yeah.
he's always kind of a bit of a wise ass
Little
when
bit.
he's talking.
That's his shtick.
That's his shtick. Well, that's who he is.
Yeah.
You know, he's married. If you were married to Emily Blunt, you'd be a wise ass too. Let's be honest. Hey.
Sure.
But he does a great job in this movie. This is a very warm, down-to-earth film. This movie has been out for a while, so I hope that you can get to see it. I don't know where you'd get to see it. I just found it in my. It was on my computer somewhere, and I just found it, and there it was. So I watched it, and God damn, I'm glad I did.
I'm happy you did.
So that's a big thumbs up for me. Please check out The Hollers. Spells just like it sounds. Hollars. Hollars. Empire Carpet. Okay, but anyway, it's.
I don't think that's how that commercial went.
No, it doesn't sound. It doesn't. Empire went. 3200.
Empire today.
Today.
They are
And
not a
that-
sponsor of us.
The
by
guy
way.
who says today was the guy who used to do the commercial. He's now dead, but they left his that voice on. Oh, he's coming back from the grave.
Oh.
And they left his voice on there. So just for that very
Okay.
reason. But I love the Hollers. I really love this film. It was endearing and sweet and moving and touching, and that's all you can expect from any film.
Sounds
if
good
you
to
get
me.
even an ounce of joy from a movie these days, and I'm gonna cry now. But if you can get an ounce of joy from any film, I say watch it.
Okay.
Even if you get a minute of joy from anything in this life, just do it. Watch it.
Okay.
Even if it's like spending time with a friend that normally you can't stand, that you fight all through dinner.
That's true.
And then you sit and you
do a show.
enjoy the guy.
You do it for the show.
You do it for the damn show, buddy. Nah, he's one of my favorite people.
I
But
agree.
anyway, here we go. We're gonna
All right,
move
so
on
move on
now.
to
Big
security.
thumbs up for the Hollers for me. We're gonna move on to Security, which is
I will describe that briefly. Security is a new film
Yes.
with Antonio Banderas,
Antonio.
who I always liked.
I like him too.
This film is pretty simple. You can almost say it's similar to a.
Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers to you.
Cheers. I'm not ready to drink, but I'll cheers to you. Yeah, so basically, this is a fairly simple storyline. It's kind of Die Hard in a mall. Antonio Banderas is a guy who's a returning vet who's trying to find a job. The best job he can get is a security guard doing the overnight shift
I will take anything.
in
My
a
family. I have no
overnight
money.
shift
I
in a
have no
mall
money.
in rural Ohio. And so
Rural Ohio.
rural Ohio. It's a tongue twister. Rural Ohio.
Rural.
Yeah.
Rural.
Rural.
It's rural.
Rural.
R-U-R-A-L.
That's what I said. Rural.
You said rural.
No, rural. Rural. There's a joke about this on 30 Rock, where there was a movie within the show called The Rural Juror, and nobody
Okay.
could say it right.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what this sounds like.
Well, it's like George Bush and nuclear. You know,
No,
nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear.
And they used to make fun of Gene Hackman for he can't say nuclear either.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway,
So-
okay.
So sad.
So, cut to the chase. Antonio Banderas working in this mall security job.
Cut to the chase.
His first night on the job.
Yes.
And some shit goes down. Basically, what happens is a convoy that is transporting a witness, an important witness for a government case.
Yes.
Is on the run, and she runs into this mall. They have to protect her
Who
because
does?
Banderas and the other security guards. You saw the film.
I did indeed, but when you said she runs into the mall,
Yes.
you didn't refer to
I
a
said the
little
witness.
girl.
I said the witness who
well,
flees.
she's a little girl.
Yeah, she's still a witness. Does it matter? I guess it's
It does matter.
Yeah, but I mean, she's still a witness. That's
She's
the
a
whole
little
point.
girl. We also didn't mention that Ben Kingsley is
Well,
in
you
this
didn't let me get to it. He's the guy that's chasing her. Him and his crew of mercenaries are out to get her.
Okay.
Because they're working for, I guess, whoever will be implicated in this court case.
I don't know why they're called mercenaries. They don't have much mercy.
They don't. So anyway, these people are coming to attack this mall to get this girl, and the only man that can stop them is Antonio Banderas.
Because she has witnessed a murder
She
that
has.
took place within a crime boss.
Yes.
Played by Ben Kingsley, of course, I believe.
Well, no, he's hired gun.
He's a
not,
hired gun,
He's
okay.
not the crime boss.
All right, they don't really make
They
that
don't.
quite clear.
They don't
but,
make it
we
clear.
never
No, they
see
make
the
that
crime
clear.
boss. Do
He's
they?
not the. He's the boss of the mercenaries, but he's
Right.
not the boss, the big boss.
Yes.
Anyway, they have an incentive to kill this girl because the more if they kill her right away,
She's
they
going
get
to
more money.
testify
Yeah,
the next day.
exactly.
They don't want her to testify. We've seen this
Million
story a
times before.
zillion times before. The little kid has seen the.
I think your keyboard might come in handy at this
You
moment.
know, it's just.
the same old shit.
That's
I
right.
like that. But you know what though?
Could you say that in a higher voice?
Yes.
There we go.
So, he's there on his first night as a security guard in this mall. We meet a handful of other security guards, a bunch of characters. And they're all kind of in this way over their heads, but he's the only one that's like calm and collected. You know what?
Did you like this film?
I really did.
Okay.
I can't say it's anything fresh. I can't say it's anything not original.
Yep.
But nevertheless,
It was watchable.
for mindless, leave your brain at the door action,
I agree.
I enjoyed it. Banderas was very good, I thought.
You know, I thought he was miscast.
Really?
I really did. I didn't
I don't
find
know.
him to be a very good. I think Antonio is. We're so used to seeing him as the Latin lover.
Yeah, but he's played action
and
roles
he
many
has played
times.
action roles many times. I agree, but in this particular one, I just found him to be shortchanged because I've seen this done so much better by Jason Statham is almost kind of
Statham.
He's kind of it's easy for you to.
There's no R in his name.
All right, it's a Stratham. But Jason Statham has kind of set the bar. Even John Claude in his day, that goddamn Van Damme
The bar
guy.
was set by Bruce Willis, obviously.
Bruce Willis kind of, well, no. I mean, this was set back in, we had action films back in the 40s and 50s.
No,
I mean,
but the idea
but I
of the
know.
Die Hard, the single lone hero, was created
the
with
James
that.
Bond without the
Yeah.
007 marker, if you will.
Yeah.
But I thought he was miscast. I didn't think he was believable. He just always had this kind of sour look on his face. He never he never broke away from that frozen stone look on him. I
But
found
he's
the
also
whole-
a guy with PTSD. I mean, he's going to be frozen. at
Oh,
times.
okay. If you
I didn't have a problem with his performance.
All right, okay.
I like
I did
Antonio.
just a little bit, but it was still just kind of a worthless little throwaway film that
It's
was
a throwaway film, but
that
nevertheless
was
enjoyable.
Enjoyable, and if you've got an extra, $4.99 to throw away when it finally makes its way onto Amazon, Hulu / whatever, yeah, check it out. It's not horrible.
It's entertaining. I mean, I didn't mind spending an hour and 30 minutes watching it.
There were a couple clever little moments there.
There were
where,
some good deaths and some good things.
Yeah, I did
Traps were
enjoy it.
set.
Yeah, when the car crashes
That's
in,
fun.
and the guy climbing up with the hooks.
See, that I didn't like.
That really?
One of the mercenaries in this film has
I
two
like that.
swords and two axes that he uses to climb the side of the mall. I thought that didn't fit in at all.
Well, I thought it was kind of fun.
But it's not if you're going to be in this scenario, you're working for a mob boss, you're trying to track down
your
this
help,
girl.
people.
That's not practical in my opinion. If this was a Renaissance time movie, I can understand.
Come on, it was only a 10-second scene where he's
Yeah, but
climbing
it
up the
took
side
me
of the
out of the
boat.
movie because I didn't feel like it fit.
All right, very well.
I didn't. What
There
was
you
that?
go. What? What is this?
Somebody just sent a superhero across the screen. That's interesting.
Zach sent gift to the broadcasters.
You are my hero.
Dude,
Thank you.
Dude, we like you, Zach.
Yeah, we just saw a little
Hey,
superhero
dude.
fly across the screen.
Yow! There he is. It's
Thanks, Big
Zach.
Chef, for adding
Wherever
that.
you are, man. We love
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you so much.
But anyway, I don't know. I think it's worth checking out.
I thought it was worth checking out too. But
But-
I didn't love the film.
No, I didn't either, but I enjoyed
it had some really hokey things, and
Yeah.
I mean, you see a really good action movie these days, and then you go check out this, and it just
mean, it's
kind of
not John
paled in
Wick,
comparison. No, it's not John Wick, as much as it wanted to be.
Everything
We
wants to be
did
John
have a
Wick.
lot of scenes there where I like the way Antonio would. John Wick has kind of taken that whole new thing as using bodies
Yeah.
as like a vest.
Yeah, as a
He'll
shield.
take a body as a shield, and so while someone's shooting at him, he grabs a body and he's boom, boom, he's shooting on the side
does.
while he's holding this other body. The guy's getting shot, plugged 5 times in the chest.
I mean,
I love it.
Schwarzenegger did that a lot in the original Total Recall too.
And this really was a John Wick ripoff. 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 Say that 5 times,
I
damn
can do
it.
that. That's easy.
You cannot do it.
John Wick ripoff. John Wick ripoff. John Wick ripoff. John Wick ripoff. John Wick ripoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, a
Told you I could do
brief
it.
round of flatulence.
Thank you.
Brief round of flatulence for my friend Chris.
Thank you.
But where were we now?
You were ending your review.
I was.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I was.
You weren't.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Maybe
that's
I was.
in my brain. I was hoping.
I
for
had the
that.
little girl. She's a little bit too wise ass for me. She keeps, he goes, "You'll stay here," says Antonio. "You'll stay here." That's how we used to talk to Madonna, by the way, when he was, back in the old day. And
Oh,
he'd
he was
say,
doing Madonna?
Oh yeah,
Who wasn't? I guess.
yeah. In Truth or Dare, she had a big crush on him.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
I thought
he
that
nailed
was
her
Warren
once.
Beatty around the set in that movie.
It was indeed. Yeah, but I'm sure she nailed Antonio through all her, I mean, we just found out she was doing Tupac. And Tupac
Yeah,
dumped
where
her.
did that come from?
And
Yeah.
Tupac dumped her because she
Yeah.
was white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Tupac doesn't want to know.
You know, if that was reversed,
once you go
that
back,
would have been considered the
once
biggest
you go
racial thing
back,
ever.
You never go back, mother freaker. That's right. That's right. So
I guess when you're Madonna,
it's all
it's
in the
different.
booty. But I think Madonna had a nice booty, Jack. Yeah,
In her
nice.
prime, she was good.
She's still not bad, even though she's now a synthetic. She's just a synthetic.
I don't know. She's a little too muscular and pretentious for my taste right now.
Well, personality-wise, you can have her.
She's
And
got that weird,
face,
affected British thing she does.
I know, and her face is so loaded with, she's got concrete now in those cheekbones. It's, the Botox levels in her body must be radioactive.
I want to know, why do people have to do that? I know the industry imposes this harsh view of women as they get older, but you don't have to
Men
feel
do
your...
it too.
but they shouldn't.
Simon Cowell does
It's
it.
terrible.
I know, it's
I
outrageous.
would never do that. Embrace your age. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. But,
You're just postponing the inevitable anyway.
there's the wonderful story of Christopher Guest and his wife, Jamie Lee Curtis. They were at a party, and they all are standing there, and they were just pointing out. You'll notice that Jamie Lee Curtis, throughout all her Imbrevia, Proactiva, whatever the hell she...
You mean the yogurt?
The yogurt
Oh,
that's
yeah.
good for your...
Brevia, right?
Is
Isn't it called
No,
Brevia?
it's Proactive. Is it
Proactive is a lotion you put on for zits.
No.
And for good
but there's-
skin.
It's pro... but anyway, whatever the stuff... that
Propecia for hair loss?
No.
kidding.
It's a yogurt
know what
that
you're
you
talking-
eat for your stomach.
Activia it's called, isn't it? That's
Activia.
what I said.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I said
a
that.
brief round.
I said that 72 seconds
For
ago.
this guy right here. 72.
I'm
No,
guessing
it's
that it
more
was
like
72 seconds.
38, 39, 40, 41 seconds ago. 44 seconds. But anyway, what was I talking about?
Jamie Lee
I was
Curtis.
talking about Jamie
Probiotics.
Lee. There she is at a party with her husband Christopher Guest, the wonderful star and writer of Spinal Tap.
Mm-hmm.
They're at a party, and Christopher says to her, "Who's the most beautiful woman in the room?" Jamie Lee looks around and she goes, "Over there on the staircase, Jessica Tandy." Jessica Tandy was like 82 years old at that time. Her husband Hume Cronin had already died of
Yes.
Cronin's disease years earlier. No, that's not true. But he died years earlier. But Jessica was standing there, and Jamie Lee just said, "She's the most beautiful woman in the world because she's all au naturel.
Yeah.
There's no Botox, no nothing. That's the real deal. You get what you are." And that's what people, but this is a day where beauty is everything. So that's why. That's why, young Christopher.
No,
That's
I
why people
understand
do
why,
what
but I'm
they
saying
do.
why as a form of criticism, as a complaint, because I don't. If you look at the world for what it really is and accept it, you shouldn't have to feel like you have to do that.
Well, you're
Some
just making
actresses
a
ruined their
judgment
careers
call.
by doing that. I would argue that Meg Ryan, once she did all that
Oh,
plastic
my
surgery,
God.
ruined her career.
Oh, look at Goldie
Because she
Hawn.
was absolutely lovely.
Goldie Hawn now has Spalding stamped on her face. So if you bounce it onto the concrete, it will actually
It's
bounce
a tragedy
off.
that they let the
It
industry
is.
force them to do this.
Well, I think they
I
feel...
saw Faye Dunaway in Inconceivable
Oh,
that we'll
my
discuss.
God.
She looks like
Literally.
I can't even explain what she looks
That
like.
woman has done away with her looks because she is so horrendous looking now. Oh my God! I
It's a
have a
shame.
friend who actually used to work for Mercedes, and he was at the hotline that if you broke down, your car broke down, and we're getting way off the movies here
We
today,
are.
and I apologize
Make it
for
quick.
that. Okay, yeah, make it quick. He said, "Yeah, he's the boss here." No, he's not. We're both the damn boss. That's right.
Yeah, but you take over the show in your own way. So,
Well, and you take over the show in your own way.
All right,
too.
so that's why we need.
I
the middle.
know.
Back to your anecdote.
Okay, back to my anecdote. Faye Dunaway used to call in all the time, and my friend Doug, who is not my friend too much anymore, but he used to answer the phone, and she was such a bitch. She used
Really?
to go on, "Yeah, my car broke down again. You So anyway, so
That's a
Faye,
shame.
if you're out there, we're sorry. We hope you've calmed down and life is better for you. Security, I'm giving it a I'll give it a mild thumbs up.
I'm giving it a mild thumbs up too.
Mental masturbation,
A
bubble gum
yes.
for your jaw.
2 mild yeses.
It really is just a weak kind of thing. We're going to take it right now to Mr. Chris Picard. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, here he is for
Thank you very
Kubrick.
much. I'm going to do a documentary.
A Life in Pictures.
Kubrick, A Life in Pictures. Now, I must note, this documentary is not brand new, but I just recently
2002,
found
I believe,
it.
yeah.
2001, actually.
Yeah.
But I just found it.
I found it.
You did? No, but it was available. I could have gotten it from the library. You
Well,
just
you
happen
could.
to have a copy. Thank
Oh,
you
okay.
for that. I appreciate
Well,
you
you're
lending
very
it to me.
Well, you're very welcome.
But you
Christopher.
know what? It's worth mentioning because the guy was an icon. So if you like,
He was indeed. If you like his
if
films,
you
you'll
like
this.
film in general, it's a documentary that's worth seeing. If you're a fan of Kubrick films in general, you definitely would like to see it. And so this
Yeah.
documentary chronicles his rather small but important filmography as a filmmaker.
It is a rather small film.
Yeah, he's only done, what was it, 8, 9 films? 10 at most?
Maybe.
It's not a
I
lot.
think he's done more than that.
Maybe. And, you know, if you count those 3 or 4 obscure early ones,
Well,
it's
some of
probably
the
a little
early
more.
ones he did The Killing, or was it
Killing,
The Killers? He did The Killing. He did
can't remember
Paths
the
of
names.
Glory. He did Spartacus.
Well, I knew that one. Yes, has a
He
word.
did Lolita.
Barry Lyndon, Lolita.
Barry Lyndon. No, you're missing
Dr. Strangelove.
Dr. Strangelove, or How I
Clockwork
Learned to Stop
Orange,
Worrying.
obviously.
Clockwork Orange, obviously.
And there was the kid in the 80s.
2001, A Space
Well,
Odyssey.
that's obviously the
Let's not forget
defining
that.
film of his career.
And you know something? I mean, this man really was one of the. He was a marker filmmaker.
He was.
His movies then became The Shining, which is, I feel, one of the worst films ever made in the genre of horror. There's not an ounce of horror in that film, except
No,
that scene
but
where the
I
two little
enjoy
girls.
that film, though, regardless of the horror.
Gee, I don't like it.
Yeah,
Scott
I
Man
like it.
Crothers kind of
It's a
ruins
performance
it.
film,
The
too.
kid, you
Jack
know,
is great.
Red Rum. It just doesn't do much.
It's
for
a
me.
fascinating film to look at the making of.
It is
He
true.
basically, Kubrick, almost destroyed Shelley Duvall during the making of that movie. She
I'm
was
not
like
surprised.
emotionally paralyzed after
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, after we do that, after that film, then he only made 2 more movies. He did Full Metal Jacket in '87.
I know,
And
and then he
Eyes
did
Wide Shut in '99, which we both love.
I love Eyes
Love that
Wide
film.
Shut.
So not a bad film to be your last one.
One thing about Stanley, though, is that you can literally film the non-spontaneity in his films, because he always did 80, 90 takes.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise used to go and complain. Everybody did. They all complained. They just said, "Oh, another take, another take."
That's
another
why Keitel walked off Eyes Wide Shut, because he
I
couldn't
know,
take it anymore.
you know,
How
I
many
mean-
times we got to walk through a door? you know?
Exactly. And Kubrick was just nuts. He just wanted to see it, and
He
maybe
strived for perfection.
he really
didn't
was.
stop till
He
he got
wanted
it.
every little scene to just look perfect in his
You know who does
mind.
that too? With David Fincher. He's notorious
really?
for 80, 90 takes.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, how horrifying
Yeah,
is that?
which is tough.
These poor folks. But anyway, regardless, you like the film.
I
I'm sure.
did. I
What's
thought
not to like?
it was very interesting. You see a lot about his early life, how he went from being a photographer and getting some notice in some magazines
Okay.
to then starting to become a filmmaker. And all the different interactions he had over the years with different producers and studios and
Yeah, it's,
actors. Fascinating
okay, cool.
documentary. I really recommend Kubrick: A Life in Pictures. It's very, very insightful. And I give it a big yes.
And he's a filmmaker that we don't really see. We see a lot about Hitchcock and some of the biggies. There's a lot of movies and documentaries on these people. Specifically, there's a great Francois Truffaut interview with Alfred Hitchcock,
Yeah.
which I'm now actually watching on my own television in the bedroom there. But regardless of where I'm watching it, who cares? But Stanley is just one of those guys that he is a bit enigmatic.
Yeah.
He is a mystery. So if you want to, I don't know if you're going to learn too much about this, about Stanley watching this
You
film.
might. I mean, some people might
might.
who don't know anything about him are going
Yeah.
to learn a heck of a lot.
He was definitely a unique eye.
You know, I watched this film with my significant other, and she loved it. She was so into it.
Okay.
She's like, I learned so much. He was so different
Well,
than
if
I
she
expected.
liked it, that's all I care about.
I'm glad you have
That's
concern
right.
for that.
Okay, anyway, we're going to
But
move
anyway,
on
we're going to move
now.
on to the big film of the
Because
week.
we are at the midway point in our show, so we're going to go to the big stuff now.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right, folks. We're going to go. I love our audience here. My God, they're just coming in droves. They're coming out of the woodwork now, because cockroaches are the only creatures who are watching this show. No, there's probably a termite or somewhere in my home that's also watching. So there might be a few of them to add. If only we could add them onto our viewers. But you know what? Our next film, of course, is Spider-Man: The Homecoming.
No, just Homecoming. It's not the.
No, it's Spider-Man. Oh, is it Spider?
Yeah, there's no the. It's just Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Okay.
Just want to clarify.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't know what I was talking about if I said Spider-Man: The Homecoming.
No, but you don't want to misrepresent a title of a film. It's called
You know what?
Spider-Man:
I don't
Homecoming.
give a damn.
I care.
Frankly,
Okay.
my dear, I don't give a
Well,
damn.
that's evident.
Who said that?
Of course, I know who said that. Clark Gable. Gone with the
good.
wind.
Very good, sir.
So, do we need to really get in? Well, here's one thing about
Uh,
Spider-Man that I liked.
Okay.
They didn't waste our time with nonsense
I
backstory of
agree.
the character.
They go through and bit
We
by
all
the spider.
know
I
who
was
he is.
dreading that first
We
half
know who he
hour.
is, yeah.
At least
We don't
they
need to
did
know that anymore.
That is true.
Which is great.
Did you like this film?
I really was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I didn't see the two Andrew Garfield ones because I kind of got bored
I
with
saw them
Spider-Man.
both. I'll tell you, Emma Stone stole the show on those.
I know, you
I
told me
enjoyed
that.
them. I thought she was great. She died in the second one. I don't care. I'm telling the world.
Thanks
If
for
you
telling me
haven't,
that.
I'm
I'll
ruining
probably
the-
never watch it anyway.
She did. Well, I think that maybe they think they could have brought her back in some Hollywood, superhero kind of, find some scientist, blah blah here and there. But let's talk about this film for a moment. It stars the young Tom Holland,
Yes.
who is also in another film I'm going to review next called The Lost City of Z. He plays Charlie Hunnam's son, this explorer that we're going to talk about. But the Spider-Man, no, we're not. We're actually going to talk about your film next.
Yeah, we'll do Spider-Man.
We'll do Spider-Man. All right. So, did I love this film? The thing I found most irritating about it, and that really is what any review is. What do I like about it? What did I not like about it?
Yeah.
I didn't like the kid. I didn't like Tom Holland. Oh, I'm just a kid. Let me just squeeze my balls for all of you for a minute so I can emulate the voice of Mr. Holland. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's go to... Yeah, you want to go to homecoming with me? It's just that squeaky little
he played a shy guy,
prepubescent, testicular voice of just, is he a Bee Gee? Is he trying out to be staying alive, staying alive? I just thought that he kind of drove me nuts. But then again, the film was very well made. It didn't go into the standard Green Goblin, super villain kind of thing.
Yeah.
That almost was the downfall of the brilliant Tobey Maguire films that Sam Raimi made back in the early 2000s, which I personally found to be of great. I love Dr. Octopus.
That was
by
great.
Alfred Molina. That
I
was
agree.
one of the best. That was a second in the series of 3.
Yeah, that was great.
I thought it was great, and
That was
just
very
the
good.
special effects awesome. But the special effects are very good in this. I really did like Michael Keaton very much.
I thought he stole the movie. He was fantastic.
Did indeed, and I was just thinking
I
to
always
myself,
love him.
well, here he is back in Birdman costume again.
I know, it's true.
Right out of the Birdman film
Yeah.
from 2 years ago now.
2 years ago.
You know something? I'm just so glad that Michael's back in our world
I'm
again.
very happy with it.
Making films again.
I've
because
always
he
loved
really
him.
is good in this film. Did I personally like Spider-Man? I have to say, I couldn't wait for it to be over.
Oh, wow.
I didn't really look at my watch that much, but just this kind of thing, I'm just kind of sick of it.
That's what I was
don't
thinking
wanna
going
see the
to
goddamn kid running
walking
around,
into the theater. I had
flying
the same
through
opinion.
The damn air, and it's stupid with us.
I didn't want to see it, but I went out of obligation, and I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I'll be honest with you.
I know.
I thought Keaton was great.
Shtick.
I thought that Peter Parker's sidekick was really fun.
Oh,
that character was
the
hilarious.
little chubesque guy,
Yeah,
the
he
chubby
was great.
guy. He
Yeah.
was good. He was funny, and the dialogue was very well written. It was very natural feeling. I did like that. I liked the girls and the kids.
Yeah, that
I
was
liked the girl that
fun.
he focused on. I was a little disappointed
Yeah.
the way the film ended.
I know
with that
what you're
very
saying, yeah.
abrupt kind of cancellation of the interaction between these people. I thought that was a negative.
I
for
thought
me.
the throwbacks to Captain America were fun throughout the film.
Yes.
That was entertaining.
Well,
the way they
not
did
only that, but
the other
Robert
film,
Downey
of
was
course.
excellent in this.
Yeah,
film.
well, he's always good.
You
We
know,
almost
they-
take him for granted. at this
We
point.
almost do, but
And who had a big role in this too was John Favreau was Happy.
Yeah, John Favreau was
Yeah,
in this
and then we
movie,
got
too.
Gwyneth Paltrow
He
that
directed
shows
the
up.
first Iron Man film, and is a great director. Also did.
He directed the first two.
He did. Oh, did he?
Yeah, he just didn't do the
yeah,
third
I didn't
one.
like the third one at all.
That was
and he
Shane
also
Black.
did the Jungle Book. He's a great little director on his own. He's almost kind of
He is.
got a Rob Reiner kind of feel about
Yeah.
it from me. But regardless, I'm going to give this film a marginal thumbs up, a marginal yes. But I could have lived without this film. If it had never come down the pike, I would have
Yeah.
been just as happy if somebody at Sony has a spider, or I should say a bug, right up there, you know where.
Well,
folks.
they had to continue the franchise, otherwise they would lose the rights.
Well, so
which is
what?
why
Let them
we-
lose the damn line.
No, but you know how these studios are with their properties.
I get. I did
So, but
like,
now they partnered up with Marvel, so now they can cross the worlds together, which is
All
pretty
right.
cool for the fans, the
Who
diehard
gives
fans.
a rat's ass.
I don't know, it was enjoyable. I give it a yes.
I give it a yes.
I give it a
Okay,
yes.
You give it a yes. Well, I'm going to give it a I don't care. I
Okay.
just don't care about this film. I mean, it was okay, blah, 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 but it was 2 hours out of my life I'll never get back. It was $18 out of my life,
Well,
$18.99.
that was your mistake for
because I
spending that
watched
much
it at
money.
the IMAX theater.
I didn't do that.
Well, I like the
I went
sound.
to a Friday 10 a.m. show for $5.
There's something about the IMAX, dude. You know,
Look,
you
I
go
will-
to IMAX,
I
man,
will-
with those 3D glasses. And if you go to the IMAX, the 3D glasses
I
are
know.
big.
I will be doing
They're not regular
IMAX.
size ones.
I will be doing IMAX for Dunkirk. That's 70 millimeter at
I
Paramus
know.
Garden
This is the
State.
biggest 70 millimeter film
That'll
since
be doing
Gone with the...
Since
no,
Hateful
Gone
Eight.
with the Wind was not. Yeah, since the Hateful Eight.
The Hateful Eight didn't get a good release at
It
all.
did not get a good release. And you know
Um,
something? I'm going to Man, that film, Hateful Eight, it had some great
I
moments.
liked Hateful Eight.
Yeah, but you know what? Quentin ruined it with his damn narration at the end.
That was distracting,
it
and we didn't need
ruined the
that.
whole movie.
I
for
will
me.
agree that we didn't need that.
Oh God, it ruined the film for me, and I
Yeah.
can't think.
Well,
of it.
let's
But
put it this
Jennifer
way.
Jason Leigh was so
She was
spectacular.
dynamite.
She,
But
she
let's say
should have
this:
won the Oscar.
if Quentin wasn't such a recognizable voice, it probably wouldn't have been as distracting.
Yeah, why
The
did they
average
use,
person who might not know what Quentin Tarantino sounds like might not have a problem with it.
He should have used Michael Kumquat. And you're all saying to yourself, who's Michael Kumquat? Exactly. You don't know who he is. That's who he should have used. Nobody. Thanks, dude.
That was good.
But yeah, Spider-Man, it was just okay. I did like the special effects with Michael Keaton, though. That was kind of
That
cool.
was
Good. Flapping around. At the end of the film, I didn't care what was going on. Oh, this person, this, where were you? Oh, okay, I'm over there. Oh, I'm over there now. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
This big giant. They feel at the end of the film they have to do a big, him versus him, and he's getting thrown around, and he's
Well,
okay
they always
now.
do that,
And then he
though.
saves, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to give anything away. But, brother.
Oh, why don't we move on
Could
then?
have done without it.
So it's a mild yes for you.
Well, it kind
It's
of
actually
made me
almost a no.
a little ill, or not really. It made the big sick, which is coming up soon. Hey, take it, Mr. Picon.
Okay, so the next film, moving on to The Big Sick, which you may or may not know about. The film is a comedy. It's based on a true story.
To your health.
And I have to read this name so I don't get it wrong because I don't want to get this man's name wrong. So the star of the film was also the co-writer of the film. And he's one of the actors. He's a Pakistani actor from the wonderful show Silicon Valley on HBO that if you have not seen it, you gotta start watching this show. You gotta
He's
watch
also
it.
a stand-up
It's
comedian.
hilarious.
He's done stuff.
Well,
on
yes,
Comedy
obviously. He has quite a big resume of stuff.
a repertoire.
But he started out as a stand-up comic. His name is Kumail Nanjiani.
Oh.
And so he's wonderful in this movie. He plays himself, a stand-up comic struggling in Chicago,
Yeah.
who falls in love with a girl after a one-night stand. And then they have kind of an on-again, off-again romance. They're both reluctant almost to get into this
May I
relationship.
interject?
Yes.
He honored her offer. She offered her honor. And all night long, it was offer and honor.
Nice. Very good.
Or it was honor and offer.
Okay. Very nice.
She offered her honor. He honored her offer.
Very, very
and
nice.
all night long, it was honor and offer.
Nice wordplay. Thank you very much for that.
Should I repeat it one more time
no,
for those who
don't.
didn't
I
get
have
it?
to move on with my
All right,
review.
let us move on.
So, they get involved, and then they break up, and then she gets very sick. And then the whole next, hour of the film, she is in a medically induced coma,
Oh.
and he
Yeah.
is visiting her at the hospital. And so he starts to meet her parents who
Yeah.
come to visit and take care of her. So, without really giving away details,
Oh, go ahead.
this is a wonderful, wonderful film. It's funny, very funny at
It's
times.
fresh.
Yeah, I would say it's fresh.
I haven't seen it. yet.
It's something that I think anybody can relate to who's ever visited a loved one at the hospital, especially a romantic partner of some sort. Obviously we have experienced, you more so than I do, in terms of different type of grieving. But it's a really charming movie that's getting amazing reviews.
This getting amazing reviews.
It's
They're
a Judd
saying it's
Apatow produced film.
Probably one of the best films of
Yeah.
2017
I
so
would
far.
150% agree. It's one of the best films of the year.
Wow.
I loved it. I was very entertained. The 2-hour running time flies by.
Is it 2 hours?
It's a 2-hour film.
Wow.
Yeah. It started at 11:08 this morning that I watched it, and it got out. It was after 1 o'clock.
Did he direct the film?
No, just
No.
co-writer.
Okay.
He co-wrote it.
Who directed this film? Just some Judd Apatow?
No, a guy who's a prominent actor, writer, director named Michael Showalter. He was involved in the Wet Hot American Summer films, among other things.
Wet Hot America?
Summer. It was a big film that came out in the 90s, and now they just did another one, a series actually, for Netflix. It's about camp counselors. But he's been in a lot of stuff himself as an actor, as a writer. But I really cannot recommend The Big Sick enough. It's funny.
Oh,
You know who's in the film? Big
No.
part? Bo Burnham, the comedian.
Ah.
He's in the film.
Bo was just in Rough Night.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff now. That's
Yeah,
some other
yeah.
things.
No,
So,
he is a fine actor. He's
Big
a
Sick is
hilarious
great.
guy.
The girl in the film is wonderful, played by Zoe Kazan,
I've seen her.
granddaughter of the famous director Ilya Kazan.
Ilya Kazan. Yeah, she's
Her
very
parents
cute.
in the film
I saw
are
her
wonderful,
on,
played
yeah.
by Ray Romano and Holly Hunter.
Okay.
And then we also meet the main character, Kamal's family, Pakistani family.
Right.
We see them, and there's a lot of dinner scenes there. The big stress of the movie is that he doesn't want to get involved too much with her because of the traditional Muslim arranged marriage. You know, that kind of thing.
But they
So-
have this one night stand,
And so
she was so great in the sack. He just said to himself, you know, I think I'll marry that.
I got to go back. You know, yeah. So anyway,
There you go.
that's the story. It's a conflict between that. I don't want to say too much about what happens, but it's just a really wonderful movie. The kind of movie you're going to leave smiling, and you're going to have a lot of laughs. I really recommend The
All
Big
right.
Sick. The Big Sick, a huge yes for me.
It's not a film you need to see in the theater, however, because
You don't
it is a
need to
small,
see it in the theater,
contained
but
film.
it's really worth seeing.
Well, I probably agree.
If you have
with
to pick between Spider-Man and The Big Sick, 100% definitely. Go see
okay,
that.
cool.
It's great.
Well, I did choose
It's
Spider-Man,
gonna get
unfortunately. I
I
wish
know.
I had heard your review
I
prior
know.
to watching Spider-Man.
This movie's going to get a lot of word of mouth, in my opinion.
All right, it already has.
It's
It
great.
got it even before it
It
came
was a
out.
big hit at
In fact,
Sundance. It got the biggest payday in terms of distribution deal at Sundance ever.
Wow.
At $12 million, Amazon Studios paid
You know, I have
for
a
it.
feeling they rushed it out because you and I both were under the mind thought that this film was coming out like in another week or so.
I thought so
And
too.
I think they might have just rushed the release
might
of
have.
this just to compensate for the amazing press and amazing, you know, and he's been all over the, he's been on a lot of talk shows.
He's got a
and
lot of other
she's
things going
been
on,
his-
too.
The girl who plays his wife, Zoe
She's in a lot of
Kazan,
stuff.
she's been on a lot of talk shows also hyping this film.
Really wonderful
I
movie.
think they were taking advantage of it, and I think it is a huge hit.
They
And
should. I hope it becomes a big hit.
Spider-Man did 125 mil over the
expected.
3-day weekend.
But for a Marvel movie, that's
Pretty
like pocket
amazing.
change. It's
Yeah,
nothing.
but you know something, for a Spider-Man film, because the last two, the Andrew
I
Gold
know.
films, kind of bombed. So
Well, you know, everybody's got Spider-Man fatigue. I mean, and eventually
You
we're
know,
going to be in superhero fatigue.
I
It's
feel
inevitable.
like I'm just a
It's gonna
spider
happen.
running around a little hamster wheel.
I know.
I just hope I know they're going to do a sequel to
They
this
are.
because Tom Holland.
They'll do a new trilogy probably.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
You like The Big Sick, obviously.
loved it.
We're going to go on to The Lost City of Z.
Lost City of Z.
Tom Holland is in this film. This film stars Charlie Hunnam, of course, who is now just in
King Arthur?
King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, etc. He's been in a couple things now. He was in Pan. What was that?
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim. He was in.
He turned down 50 Shades of Grey.
He did turn down 50
He was
Shades
the
of
front
Grey.
runner.
You know, I think he might have been good in that film too.
Might have been.
I think he might have been. But let's talk about The Lost City of Z. I don't know if you've heard about this. This
Tell
is
me the storyline.
about a very famous explorer whose name I can't seem to remember. And,
Okay.
You know, he's just a British explorer. And he is literally, he somehow becomes obsessed with the Amazon. So he goes to South America and he comes across some little, and there's like this legend, it's almost like Atlantis or something.
Okay.
And you know I'm serious when I do this little thing with my hands and then I go up here.
Well, usually
and,
you lean forward
You know,
when
it's
you're
like I'm
serious.
one of the Gladys Knight and the Pimps. You ever see Gladys Knight? And they're going, you know, and going down to Georgia. Going down to Georgia, and they do their moves. That's
Yes,
what
sir.
I like to do. I like to do some moves on them. But let me tell you about the Lost City of Z, because this movie really should be called Lost City of Z's. Z.
So it's a little slow.
You know why? Because during the watching of this film, time actually stopped. Time stood still. I looked at my watch and I said, no, it can't be that only 3 minutes have gone by in this amazing, endless array of cinematic sludge. Oh, this film, I tell you something. You know, it starts out very, you know, he's a very pompous kind of a British. I don't think he's a naval. He's an army man, and he's very well respected. And it's yes sir, no that, no right, no Kai. And it's and he's oh god, this.
What time
it's a
period is this
costume
movie?
piece, early 1900s.
Okay.
And his wife is played by the wonderful, beautifully Sienna Miller, who is now the go-to actress for
Very
any
good.
British
She
film
is.
that's ever made. And there's a female part that she's in there because she's right in that middle-aged. She's in that right in that perfect spot, that perfect storm element of her life. She can play young, she can play older, she can play pretty much anything. And my hat.
She's
goes,
good. I'll be honest.
My hat goes off.
I watched that Ben Affleck film, Live by Night.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't even know it was her till the end.
Well, let me tell you something. My hat goes off and my zipper goes down for Sienna Miller because she is a cutie, ladies and gentlemen.
She's definitely attractive.
And listen, as long as I have a face, you have a place to sit, and let me just say that right now, Miss
That is
Sienna
more
Miller.
of the.
She is a gorgeous one. Oh, you mean more of the...
It's just the same old shit.
Yeah, I've heard that line about 1,000,000 times.
Oh, right, there we go. Oh no, I'm like a keyboard maniac, you know. Okay. This movie is horrendously slow. I think I have to be honest with you. I do believe that it's very possible I missed a segment or two. But you know what? I don't care.
Okay.
Because this movie was so horrendous, so horrible. Even I saw it 98% of it.
I had zero interest to see it.
It's so horrible. It's so horrible. It's so pompous and so long and so nothing. The only time I did wake up is to the end. Now you can research the explorer who is in this, and I'm going to tell you that he goes missing. That something happens to him. That within the course of this whole thing, he takes his son with him. This is based on a true story.
Wait, so Tom Holland plays his son?
Tom Holland plays
I
his
don't
son.
believe that Charlie Hunnam is old enough for him to be his son. Because Tom Holland
No.
is already in his early 20s, and Charlie Hunnam is not even 30.
Yeah, but
How can he
Charlie
be his son?
Hunnam. No. They easily. They make Charlie look older.
Okay.
And even so, it doesn't matter. I mean, this man, I think he was only, he only left, he disappeared, I think he was in his 50s or so, or something like that. He was just this endless pursuit of this lost city, like Atlantis, as I say. He found some artifacts in this part of the Amazon River that led him to believe that, hey, this was made by a superior race.
Okay.
This was made by somebody with intelligence and brain. It's like Stonehenge. It's
Right.
out there on the horizon. Who the hell made that? And how could it have been? But some race of specialty came upon and well, I mean, look at Stonehenge. It is amazing to
It
think
is.
that somebody put these rocks on top of each other. It's outrageous. They didn't just grow like that. So anyway, the Lost City of Z just wants to be something, but the ending for me, I did really snap to it.
Okay.
Because as a wonderful, the very end, they kind of do an embellishment of what they think may have happened
Got it.
to Charlie and his son, this explorer and his son, who are just whisked away, and we don't really know what happened. So I have to give this film a very large thumbs down, though. It is a no.
Big no, huh?
It is a big no for me.
All right.
There's my big no, and that is a big no for
Okay.
Lost City of Z. So I'm going to tell you all, you can kind of cool it with this film. There's nothing there for you. There's nothing to go to except as a friend of mine has always said to me, that Charlie Hunnam, he's easy on the eyes. And he's a good-looking guy, but boy, if you can, get past that, go watch Charlie in Robin Hood, Legend of the King Excalibur.
King Arthur?
King Arthur, Legend of the Sword Play.
Yeah.
And check that one out because that's far better.
Okay.
Now it's inconceivable that we should go to our next film so quickly.
What's it called?
It's called
Inconceivable!
and it stars the
Inconceivable.
illustrious Mr. Nicolas Cage.
It does, and Gina Gershon.
And Gina Gershon,
Which
in
is
this film.
available on many streaming platforms right
It is
now. You
indeed.
can watch it.
Why
So
don't you talk about it?
I'm going to. Inconceivable is, like I said, stars those two actors who I actually like a lot. I like Nicolas
To
Cage.
your health.
I support Nicolas Cage. I'm a big fan. Always have been. Always will be. I like Gina Gershon. You don't get to see her that much, but I do
really
like her a
like her.
lot.
She's aging
I was
beautifully.
just gonna say, took the words right out of my
Really
mouth.
aging well.
And the film stars the third lead character. The actress's name, it's right here. I apologize for not having it memorized. Her name is Nikki Whalen.
Yeah, she's
She
very
is
good.
a stunning blonde actress.
Stunning indeed.
Who's been in quite a few films. Ironically, I looked it up. This is her third film with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I
They
think you're
did
right.
Dog Eat Dog, and she was in the reboot of the Left Behind series they did a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
About the Rapture.
Interesting.
So this film takes place, it's a suburban film. Gina Gershon and Nicolas Cage are both doctors. They're both married. They have a young daughter. They live in a
But
mansion,
they're trying
so
to
to
conceive
speak.
it. They're trying to have a kid.
Yes, they're trying to have a kid. They live in a mansion. They're very wealthy to do. And so they meet this young girl, played
They're
by
looking
Nikki
for a
Whalen.
surrogate mom.
We get to that eventually. That's not right away in the film. That's later
Well,
on.
that's what the concept of the title is referring to. That they
They
cannot
they
conceive.
can't have another kid. They choose
so
to
they
use a
want
surrogate.
a kid,
Yes,
so
yes.
they hire this girl more or less. They offer her
Well,
money.
she becomes the best friend of the family
becomes
first.
a best friend.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then, so anyway, we start as the film progresses. You start seeing little glimpses of flashback, and you start seeing little things that make you think there's something shady about this girl. So what it becomes eventually, the
And you
film,
know,
It's just the same
Yes.
old shit.
this
hand
film,
that rocks the cradle. It's
this
the
film,
same
I was just
old
gonna say,
guy.
this film dissolves into a Lifetime movie type movie.
Absolutely.
It is a Hand of Oxycodone. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's that this is not your family genre. Somebody who's trying to insert themselves into somebody else's family.
Right.
And I have to say that
And there's
this
always
film,
that sense of evil and blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. I just saw the black version of this film.
I know, it came out recently. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And it was
Morris
well,
Chestnut, right?
Yeah, right.
Who's in
It
all
was
those movies.
very well done.
Yeah.
And the beautiful Gabrielle Union was
Yeah,
in
she's
that
in it.
film.
I agree, yeah.
And the other girl that was in it. It was a great little movie. I really enjoyed
And
it.
then
I
there was
enjoyed
a-
it much more than this.
And then you reviewed the white version of this a few months ago, or the white version of that with Katherine Hagel. You said wasn't very good.
That was just god awful.
I forget the name,
But
but-
that was a three-way
Yeah,
love
but it's still
triangle.
like the same thing. This
Yeah,
is
but there
not
was
your
no
family.
babies. No babies involved.
No, but they were fighting over who's going to be the new mother of this kid. You know?
More or less.
It's
They-
kind of
was
that.
just
It's the you're not
you know.
in this family kind of thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
So, to basically consolidate my review.
That's a horrible movie, by the way. That on whatever it's called. That Catherine
Yeah,
Heigl
yeah.
film.
It's on.
It's called and
was it?
it's exactly what the review of the film is.
Yeah.
It's unfathomable or
It's something like that.
unwatchable.
Unwatchable.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever.
But anyway, it just came out and it's a
With
horrible.
Rosario
film.
Dawson as well.
Rosario was beautiful.
Yeah, she's
Oh
wonderful.
my God, I would gargle her bath
I know
water.
you would.
I would boil her underwear
To make soup, right?
Soup.
Yep.
You
Okay.
know I would.
I know you would. You'd make more things out of
You
that than
know,
soup.
and let me be honest. Maybe it would be tomato soup too.
Terrible.
You
Oh,
know,
God,
that's
stop.
a horrible thing
That's
to
disgusting.
say, but
You know,
that's gross.
I don't want people to
I
turn
don't
off
want
our
people
show
to turn off our
because
show
of your sexual vulgarity.
Because of your sexual vulgarity.
But I enjoy it anyway.
Thank you very much.
It's entertaining.
Well, okay.
But not for all audiences.
Conceivable, kind
Well,
of,
inconceivable. Here's my
kinda
issue with this
sucks.
film. There's really nothing fresh about it. I felt that this script needed a hell of a lot more work. Some of the dialogue in this film completely fell out of place in these scenes.
True.
The one actor, it's not his fault, I guess, but the character who's at the dinner table a couple times, the picnic table, who's sitting next to Faye Dunaway, who is he? Is he a friend of the family? Is he her boy toy?
I don't even remember him.
Yeah, he has one line in the whole thing.
No.
He was the guy that worked in the lab in that one scene that did a DNA test. But
Oh, okay.
he had one line in one scene that completely felt like the line was just thrown in there to give the actor a line. It totally didn't fit. The acting in this film totally did not work for me in any way.
I disagree there.
I didn't think that
I
it
thought-
worked.
I
I thought
thought-
Gina was the best part.
I thought the only
And the blonde
really
was
good thing
good.
about this was the acting. You have three main stars here, plus our little blonde, who's not really a main star.
Yeah, but
she
she was
was
very
the
good, I
third,
thought.
the third wheel on the tricycle here
Yes.
of this film. And I'll tell you, I thought Nicholas was actually pretty good.
You know, see,
liked
I
his
felt
scenes.
like he just
Oh,
paced.
really?
I thought he
You
phoned it in
just
for this
phoned
movie.
it in? I thought he was good.
You know, I don't know.
didn't like the dialogue at the end when he's, you
That was
must be on
cheesy.
drugs.
I know what you're
and-
talking
no,
about.
that was so stupid.
No.
But
There was a
Gina-
lot of corny
Gina is
dialogue.
really good in
I
this,
thought
have
she
to
was
say.
very good in this
I
film.
like Gina very, very much.
I thought-
See Bound. She was
Oh,
great in Bound.
fantastic.
She also
Face
did
Off.
she did an absolute amazing thing. She actually went on tour. She was a Pretenders fan, Chrissy Hynde of the Pretenders,
Mm-hmm.
and she did a movie called Rock and Roll Movie, and she actually Rock and Roll Pray,
Oh.
and she went on tour around the country in a rock and roll band as the lead singer.
That's
and
cool.
She was great.
That's great.
I mean, there was the movie about it, which is the making of, and she
Yeah.
she actually is Gina Gershon. It's a documentary. It's not a
That's pretty great.
phony, fictionalized
I'd
account.
like to see that.
I think we should move on because time is of the running here.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna say unfortunately a big no for Inconceivable.
I also give a big no for Inconceivable. It's nothing.
There's
worth
a lot
it.
of talent involved in this film, and I felt they were wasted in a film that
Well,
was just.
Nicholas. Nicholas Cage just
I liked seeing him in something other than action, but I just didn't
This is
feel like
Nicholas Cage's agent. Bring, he'll take it.
pretty much.
He'll take it.
And I said,
Nicholas doesn't give a damn.
Well, he's
They
trying to-
throw it at him. He'll take
well,
it.
you know why he's still paying off all those debts he owed the government.
I guess, I mean, he was living down in New Orleans. He was living in Edgar Allan Poe's house
Was
or
he?
something,
That's
or
cool.
Anne Rice's house or something.
Somebody's house.
Anyway, it's a waste of
But
time.
I still love Nick, and I always will.
Let's move on to probably what for me was the best film of this whole
Week.
entire week. Absolute. And that is The Promise.
A film that I give a big thumbs up to,
you
big
gave
yes
it a
to.
3 stars.
I liked it a
only.
lot.
You did not love this film. I loved it.
I gave it 3. I gave it a 3.
You said it was a solid 3 stars. You can go back and check your review
I
because
believe you.
I
I
paid
liked it.
very close attention.
Okay.
You thought it was a performance movie. You said I really have to recommend it more so on the panoramic photography. The acting was
Yes,
fine.
that's
But
true.
for me, you didn't really get into the storyline. I got into the storyline.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I
love
don't
this
remember.
film.
I
I
liked
loved
it.
it. I thought Oscar.
He was great.
He was so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Oscar,
Isaac.
of course, and he's playing up against Batman himself, played by Christian Bale, and our little girl
Charlotte Labon.
Oh my God, Charlotte Le Bon. I'm sitting here with a Charlotte Le Bonheur because she's so beautiful, and she's just a knockout. And I'll tell you something. This is about the Turks, how they came into Armenia and
Yes.
basically tried to exterminate. They ended up exterminating 1.5 million people. And
Armenians,
this
yes.
this is the way it is in Europe. They just want to kill each other off. Stalin, look at this guy. He
I know.
murdered like 20 million of his own people. Just people that are against him. I think Putin, that's coming with Trump. We're going to start to see people disappearing shortly on the horizon
Let's
of
hope not.
people who, I hope it's not true. But I'll tell you something, this movie felt to me like a David Lean film. This
Mm-hmm. I can
film
see that.
had mammoth just scope and vision all over the place. We have wonderful little scenes. There were some scenes that were right out of, plus Dr. Zhivago, it's about a doctor. He
Yeah.
is a man, he's pursuing a relationship with a woman he really cannot have, played by Julie Christie. In this case, it's Oscar Isaac
Yeah.
with Charlotte Le Bon. Oh, Charlotte,
He's got an arranged marriage,
I love
you
you.
know?
I'm going to rip my clothes off for you, Charlotte. I love you so much. You are crazy in love for me. I love you. I love you. Okay, now let's snap back into my review mode. But let me say, man, this film, I loved
Anybody
it.
wants to
I
help him
loved
out
it.
in
And
certain
everybody
areas?
I know is talking about it. A good friend of mine said, I have a 91-year-old friend, Bill. He just went back to Albania with his wife. And even he said to me, well, what about The Promise? What about... I love this movie. The ending was, a movie is like this is either going to end happily or tragically, and tragic is always better for many, many a film. But something, I adored this movie. I clung to it. When I walked into the kitchen, I shut it. I put it on pause because I didn't want to miss a single frame. It's so beautifully shot. It's so well acted. I mean, there's. I love little things that happen. One particular guy is about to, Christian Bale is going to be assassinated at one point, so we have something that happens that transfers.
Well, he plays an American journalist, a famous
He does.
American journalist.
Very famous American journalist who is seeing it as he says it during this the slaughter of the Armenians by the Turks, who were just miserable, horrible people. There's a lot of battle scenes. I mean, we just go from just this incredible, I keep using the word panoramic, but there are just visions of beauty
Beautifully
everywhere.
shot.
But it's not just that for me. The storyline and Oscar Isaac nailed this part to the wall. He was brilliant in this film. He just was so.
I feel like he always is. I think he's
he
always
is.
good.
Yeah, but this film gave him that empathy. It gave him that character of soul and heart that we just don't see in film roles anymore because it's just not there to be had. There was so much compassion in this guy. And, this is him as a human being. And this is we are just actors are reflections of who they are. And the characters that they create are reflections of their actual character that they have to suck out of their soul to project onto that screen and read from that script.
And he does a lot of
And
his acting
Oscar-
just with his eyes.
Well,
he has
is
very
amazing,
expressive
but
eyes.
He just, I'm telling you something, he is amazing. And
He's
I
great. He's
love
one of my
this movie.
favorite new actors.
I love this film. I cannot tell you enough. It's a beautiful.
very happy you liked it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
For me, this is like a 4-star film. Out of 4,
Great.
4 out of 4 stars. I love this movie. I could sit down and watch it again. It was just magnificent
good.
to see. There you go. Let us move on.
I'm gonna
Big
do a-
major. You
I'd
you
still-
were on the fence. You were at 3 stars
Yes,
on
that's
it.
still yes. 3
It's
stars.
still a
is
yes.
still
It's a solid.
3 stars. A solid yes.
It's a solid.
It's not.
He's backtracking now.
I'm not
because
backtracking.
He wasn't as overwhelmed as I was.
Well, I'm not
That's
as
okay.
overwhelmed as
don't
you are, but
need
I
to
still
be.
liked it.
You don't need to be as overwhelmed as
To me, if anything is a 3-star, that's still a good film. It's not. Doesn't have to be the greatest film in the world.
It's good.
I liked it a lot.
It's very good. Plus,
Oh, shit.
but 4 stars. I loved it.
I'm glad you liked it.
I loved
Does it
it.
really matter how I felt? All that matters is how you felt about the film.
That's true.
And
it
I
doesn't
liked it.
matter how you
Yeah.
felt.
Doesn't matter.
No, it does matter.
No, I
Of
gave
course
my
it
review weeks
matters.
ago.
Weeks ago? That was months ago.
No, it was maybe 2
You were
months
just
ago.
a small child then.
Oh, shut
Your
up.
mustache was only a mustache then. That's right. Hey, this is a gruesome thing, man. I was in Barnes & Noble today, and I saw a young Spanish girl, and this girl couldn't have been any more than 11 years old.
She had a mustache?
Full mustache.
That's sad.
Full stash on her face.
Like Rudy from Cosby
I even
Show.
took the glasses of my sunglasses off because, I get autograph hounds everywhere I go now because of this show. But I saw this poor little girl, and it broke my heart. All I could think was, why doesn't her mother put a little nair on there or do a little Brazilian face wax? It broke my heart.
Well, maybe she's
11-year-old girl. I was gonna walk up there and rip it off.
I don't know. Maybe she's trying to be transgender. I don't know.
Maybe she wants to be a machismo. Maybe she wants to be a machismo little
I don't
girl.
know.
Maybe it was a little boy, but
it's a shame.
No, it wasn't a little boy. This was a little girl. 11 years old, mustache. What's that about, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen?
maybe that's her thing. Maybe she likes it. I
All
don't
right.
know.
Now,
You're the
listen,
judge.
it
we're gonna
could
move
be
on.
that Paramus has fallen. But that's right, folks. This is my segue into our next film, which is called, that's right, there it is right on the
can't
list.
see it.
They can't see this. This is our list. People think we're reading from all this. No, all we have is a list of
This
films.
is the list of films.
That's right. So London Has Fallen.
Yes, I just
I
watched it
saw
on
it
Netflix.
also. Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to be real quick about this, but I really enjoyed this movie. This is an
I did too.
action-packed, fun ride.
Big
production value.
I
Like,
love it.
I
I love it when
really-
we see cities blow
I agree.
up.
I really enjoyed the first
Yeah, it
one,
was
Olympus
great
Has
fun.
Fallen,
Me too.
which was pretty much concentrated in the White House being overtaken by terrorists.
Right,
this
right.
is London being overtaken by terrorists.
No, wait a minute. Was that the one with Channing Tatum?
No, that's White House Down. Same
I
concept.
love that film.
That was good too.
I love that film
That was
too.
good. I thought Olympus was a little better.
Yeah, Olympus was good too.
It was the Armageddon versus Deep Impact
Was
fight.
Olympus
You know?
also with the same actor?
No, Olympus was Gerard Butler. Yes.
Okay.
And Aaron Eckhart as the
Yeah,
president.
wonderful.
And Morgan Freeman as the Secretary of Defense, I think, or whatever.
Yeah, Morgan.
So this film, Morgan
Morgan's
Freeman is
everywhere.
now the vice president.
All right.
Aaron Eckhart is still the president. They go over to London for a funeral of a dignitary, and all hell breaks loose
People
when terrorists
die.
come.
People die.
And world leaders from all over the world are in London for this funeral, and they start pecking them off one by one.
Yeah.
In grand explosions and assassinations, and this film is a blast. Pardon the pun.
It really is loads of fun.
It's so much fun. It's on Netflix now. I highly, highly recommend it. It's a big yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot
It's
of
a kick.
fun.
It's
And
a
they're
good.
probably going to do a third, and I'm in it. I
I
can't
hope
wait.
so.
Yeah. These films are
I
fun.
want him to blow up the whole world.
Yeah,
the
Gerard-
world has fallen.
Yeah, Gerard Butler is a very capable action star. You know,
He's very good.
I like him. I don't think he has found a role that's given him the opportunity to really have a lot of charisma, but he does a good job with what he's given, regardless.
You know
and
what?
He's very
I thought,
capable.
I thought 300 did that.
Yes, that was his
300
probably
gave
best.
him
Yeah.
the
I agree.
the charisma of
That's
his
true.
life.
So yeah, I stand corrected. 300 is definitely, and that was a big break for him.
It's a good thing I'm here to keep this guy in line.
Yeah. Anyway, so London Has Fallen. Two big yeses
Yeah,
for us.
big yes, I love
We're gonna move on to your film you just
We'll
watched.
just do this very quickly
Real
here,
quick.
and we're getting to the point here. But I think it's.
I know I'm
getting
yelling.
to
I don't know why I'm
the
yelling.
Point where I'm no
I'm yelling 'cause we're running
fun
out of time.
anymore. Little Crosby, Stills, and Nash for you stoners out there.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
I already have my film. You finish it. I gotta drive home.
You know, I have a bit of a cough, so when you see me do the stoner thing, it's
Yeah.
cool. It gives me an excuse to cough. You know, so I don't have to kind of just cough in your face.
Yes.
You know, you people watching here. So, all right, let's go right into Paris Can Wait. Paris
Is that a
Can
metaphor
Wait.
for the movie? The
Oh
movie
my
can wait?
God, this film is so horrendous. First of all, I'd like to mention that Alec Baldwin is in this movie. Alec Baldwin is in this film. I'm not kidding. For maybe
2 minutes?
3 minutes. He's on the phone a lot. This is a movie. This is really a Lifetime kind of. You know, we talk about the Lifetime channel,
Yes.
Lifetime network. That's what this felt like. It was a Lifetime film for adults, but it really wasn't for adults. This was. It's all the pot I smoke. This film was a travel log. A lot of close-ups of food, a lot of close-ups of driving around
French countryside.
you know, it's kind
With
of
Diane Lane, we must say, is the
well,
star.
I love Diane.
She's
Lane.
wonderful.
And you know,
But she couldn't save it. Huh?
there's another massive tub of bathwater that I would happily engulf myself. I would drink that entire bathwater. Josh Brolin.
I was just gonna bring him in.
You're an
Josh
idiot.
Brolin.
Jeff Brolin. Josh Brolin, you screwed up. You dumb shit, you. Because she is a knockout. She's such a sweetheart too. Every movie she's ever made.
Yeah, but
I
you
didn't
don't know
love
what
that
their
stupid
relationship was
movie.
like behind closed doors.
Well, obviously so. I mean,
You know?
I think it's, but he has said many times that it was his fault. He was drinking and so forth, and that it was not Diane's fault. She's a wonderful human being, and it really shows in this. She's very sweet. She goes on the road with one of her
Some
husband's
guy.
friends, who's French. And, you know, he's trying to kind of seduce her through the whole thing. It's kind of uncomfortable. I didn't like that at
Very
all.
French thing to do.
He's very French, you know.
We do this all the time.
A woman is there, she has legs. I like to pull them apart from time to time. I like to get my face right in there, if you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I like a little escargot. You know, so let's get in the car and escargot, shall
I was
we?
waiting for that.
But hey, not a great film by any means.
No,
Oh my God,
not-
I couldn't
not
wait
good
for it
for
to
you.
be over. It was an hour and 30 minutes, and it was just torture. But I just, you know, I'd woken up. I was sitting here in my
Never
underwear.
gets that time back.
My testicles were kind of hitting the floor, you know, because I'm getting older now. And you know, I just couldn't. This film was just horrendous. See, and now in post-production, if you see that, you're going to see testicles literally hitting the floor. So that's
That'd be kinda nice.
That's a clue for you all to be, you know, watching the post-production show on YouTube, which will
Yes.
be there in about Thursday. This
As
is
I always
Tuesday.
mention every week, check this show out on YouTube. Just look up Film Banter.
I
It's
know.
much better than the live stream.
And nobody does because it's only 7 views
Well,
on
they-
YouTube.
they lost.
But you
It's their
lose.
loss.
You lose, you dudes.
Anyway, continue.
Okay, so, you know, it was well filmed. It was well photographed. It's a nice little travelogue. We get to see parts of Paris. There was one very brilliant moment where Diane actually...
Is that when the
gets
credit
to
rolls?
act- Yeah, well, that was, no. I'm going to give it away because
No, don't give it away.
I'm going to give
no,
it away.
don't give a spoiler away.
I really want to.
But don't.
Because I don't think that anybody needs
Yeah,
to
but for
watch
that
this
one
film.
person that's watching that doesn't want to spoil it,
All right,
you're
all
gonna
right,
ruin
all
it
right.
for
I
them.
won't. But there is a very touching moment that takes place in a church,
Okay.
and Diane is in there, and a statue on the wall, just kind of hits her very hard, and it has something that happened, a tragedy in her life
Okay.
that suddenly she's reminded of, and the tears are pouring down. Diane Lane, you know, I was thinking about this. I remember a film she made. I saw in the theater many, many years ago, and she was just a teenager, and it was in France, and it was called My Friend Michael or something like that, and Mon Ami Michael or something, and she's in Paris, and she falls in love
I'll
with
look it
this
up for
kid. Yeah, it's in Paris also, and she's just a visiting little debutante girl, and but I'll tell you something, Diane, I've got no complaint with you whatsoever. Why you took this part, you know, I guess just to get out there, but there's she's been in a couple other things. She was in that Tuscan.
Under the Tuscan sun.
Under the Tuscan Sun, which was
Vigo,
good.
right?
I like that. Yeah, I like that film. That was not a bad film at all. So there you go. That's this week's show. Unless you want to.
Well, no, I have one other film to do real
You want to
quick.
mention the Bad Batch?
Literally 1 minute. Okay, so
Oh, you know what? We're way.
well, we
under
have a few
time.
minutes extra because of the
Yeah, the
thing.
mishap with Big Chat. Thanks, Big Chat.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so real quick, so there's a film that's just come out for home viewing called The Bad Batch, and it is a post-apocalyptic film, very bleak film that takes place, I guess, somewhere out west. Everybody is pretty much living in squalor in the wilderness, junkyards,
it's
all
the
that
Road
kind of
Warrior
pretty
scenario
much,
all
pretty
over
much,
again.
yeah.
It's just desert
Yeah,
scenario.
and there's a group of people, a good portion of the population that are cannibals, and there's a young girl wandering among this horrible wasteland, played by a young actress named Suki Waterhouse, who
bless you.
Yeah, her name might ring a bell because she's the ex of Bradley Cooper in a very public romance at the time. Doesn't
Okay.
matter, but that's why her name rung a bell for me. I didn't realize right away. But this film has a bunch of other stars like
And
Jason
the
Momoa.
character in True Blood was Suki Stackhouse.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Played by Anna Paquin.
Oh, okay, got it.
Who the black man in
he
that
just
film.
died, I know.
He
Yeah, I
was
just
a
heard about
gay,
that.
kind of a gay man in the film,
Yeah, he
and I
died.
believe was gay in real life, and he just died recently.
Shame.
At the age of 36.
Very young,
39,
yeah.
I think.
Complications from
Liver or something.
liver, right?
No, heart. He had heart disease.
Yeah, and he was also trying to get over his booze. I guess he was an alcoholic.
Right. He gave up the booze.
anyway,
listen,
so-
that's a lesson to all of you.
Don't
if you're
drink.
drinking the booze, don't give it up. Keep drinking
Yeah.
the booze.
There's
If
good
you give it
advice.
up quickly, next thing you know, you're dead.
Okay.
You understand that?
So, also in the film, Jason Momoa is in this film. We have a bizarre performance
Jason
by...
Momoa was the big burly guy who was from Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
you know him.
married
He's been
to
in a bunch of
Lisa
things
Bonet.
recently.
He's a very big, strapping
It's all right. His
guy.
picture will be on the screen later.
And he's also in
Yes.
last Venice.
Once Upon a Time
Once
in
Upon
Venice.
a Time in Venice.
That we reviewed last week.
Which I reviewed last week.
Keanu Reeves is also in this film. He plays like a Jim Jones cult leader. And we also have Jim Carrey, who plays a guy who wanders around and doesn't speak. It's kind
That
of
was the
interesting.
biggest and most fun surprise for me.
I
was
agree.
Seeing Jim
He had a
Carrey
big beard.
unrecognizable.
It was cool. Very emaciated.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so the point of this film is that
Yeah,
I can't
please tell
recommend
me
it
what the-
too
what
much.
the-
The movie doesn't really go anywhere.
No, it's horrible.
There's not much that I can say that's worth about this movie, but the reason I want to mention it,
Please tell me why.
because it presents a beautiful tapestry of imagery. I felt that it was a very good-looking film with very, really well-done
Maybe that's
production
because you
design.
saw it on my TV, though.
Maybe it was.
We did watch it last
We
Monday
did,
night.
after
We
the
filmed
show.
After
No,
the show,
but
we sat here and watched The Bad Batch.
The film has great production value, great production
Yeah, it
design,
does.
and a really cool soundtrack with a lot of weird music cues, but a
lot
lot
of
of like
electronica kind of
electronic synth music.
Yeah.
However, it's a no for because the movie doesn't have much
Total
substance.
waste of time.
It is, but I don't know. I like the soundtrack, so I guess that's why
Did
I
you?
mentioned it.
So if
And I
you're
like
deaf-
the visuals.
If you're deaf, you'll like the visuals. If you're blind,
You'll like
the
music.
soundtrack.
Yeah. It's
So
not
if
a
you're
great movie.
handicapped in any way, this is the film for you.
And this film had a lot.
if you have your
it
eyes,
could have been
if you have your
a good
ears,
film.
If you have your ears and you have your eyes, this is not the film
No,
for you.
The film had potential, but unfortunately, it fizzled apart right away.
But Chris,
Um,
you and I have potential, and here we are,
we have
41
great
episodes
potential.
later, and we got 120 viewers there.
So what? It's not our fault.
So what? It's not our fault.
I'm telling
He
you,
says, hey,
it's not.
it's
You
not our
notice
fault.
it's because once they did the update of the website, that's when we lost everybody.
we lost everybody.
That's their
we
fault.
lost everybody.
The viewers lost interest
We
in the
had
platform.
thousands of people out there. Thousands
He's
of people
exaggerating.
watching us every week. I'm telling you.
So
the-
we did have 100,
The
600
bedpans
average.
were lined up in
Yeah.
cyber world all over the place. I could see people, they couldn't leave their screens. They had to sit there because if they wanted to crap, they could crap right on their chair.
Anyway, moving on. We'll do a quick recap and then we'll say goodbye.
Okay.
So, to recap right now.
Glow.
Glow. 2 big yeses.
Liked it.
The
Didn't love it,
Hollers.
but I liked it.
The Hollers.
Hollers, I love the Hollers.
He loved it.
You
Big
know,
yes.
it kind of just did one of those abrupt endings, but I love the
Great.
Hollers. Great movie. Great movie.
I would say 2 medium yeses for security.
I'm going to go no.
You're changing your
I'm
vote.
changing my vote
He's
to
changing
no.
his vote to no.
Oh, wait. In post-production, he's already established what the vote's
I
going to
have.
be. So you know what? I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to give it a moderate thumbs up.
Make
But
up your mind.
I thought Antonio was so miscast.
I disagree.
thought he was weak. I just thought this film, we've seen it all before.
We have
Frank
seen it all
and the
before,
guys
but it's
holed
still
up
fun.
in a
Ben Kingsley was really good, I
yeah,
thought.
Yeah. Ben Kingsley
He
was
was
great.
great.
He was very good.
Okay, moving on.
All right.
Kubrick, A Life in Pictures. 2 yeses.
You like Stanley?
Interesting.
I haven't seen it.
A
was
yes
giving
for
a
me
thumb
for
up for you.
Spider-Man. What about you?
I'll go yes on Spider-Man.
So 2 yeses for
It
Spider-Man.
did defy the standard cookie cutter Spider-Man movie that I've seen 5 of now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, and I know I'm embellishing our
It's okay.
our recap here, but yeah, I didn't love the film, but it was a little, it had something to it. It didn't make me watch.
Okay.
I didn't fall asleep through it. So
A big yes for The Big Sick. I loved it. That's the movie
Yeah.
to go check out, in my opinion.
all right, cool.
The Lost City of Z. You said no.
Oh my God.
No.
No, the Lost City of Z's. Don't make the mistake of losing those Z's. Just go right to
Yeah.
bed. Don't even put the movie on. Just go right to bed, and then you won't have to even see the film.
Point taken. 2 big no's for Inconceivable, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Good talent
Some good
involved,
performances.
but nothing
liked,
really.
I even like Nicolas Cage, even though the dialogue was the defeat of this film.
That script
The script
needed
was
2
so
more
horrendous,
rewrites.
It was so horrible,
It was
and
bad.
it was just bad. But I love the blonde chick.
She was beautiful.
Who-
Oh,
she- no,
you know what
not
I
only
had?
was she beautiful, she was
No,
good.
she was good.
She's the
I
evil
thought-
bitch. She murders people. She holds
Yeah.
them under the water and has to kill them. It's
You know,
really gruesomely horrible.
I meant to say this in my review and I forgot. She is a dead ringer for Maggie Grace. She looks a lot
Oh,
like Maggie
very
Grace.
much so.
And I could totally see her taking over the Species franchise.
Maggie, if you are the species,
Remember franchise?
Yeah, I
Remember
do.
with Natasha Henstridge?
Yes, of
I could
course.
see this girl playing that role with the blue eyes. I could totally see that.
Ah.
Like a man-eater. Okay, so
She's a man.
The Promise, two yeses for The Promise. A big yes for
I
him.
loved it. I loved
Yeah.
it. He gave it a 3-star review.
It's
I
still a
gave
yes.
it a 4. I love this
It's
film.
still a yes.
Oscar Isaac, man, I'll tell you, he was awesome.
He's great.
Charlotte Le Bon. Le Bon.
Loves her.
I do love Charlotte.
London Has Fallen, 2 big yeses.
Yes.
A lot of fun.
Yeah,
No
great.
for you for Paris Can Wait.
Big no for Paris Can Wait. This film can wait.
Yeah, and
It's
unfortunately, 2
horrifying.
no's for The Bad Batch.
But it was kind of an entertaining no.
Yeah,
The
well, that's
Bad
why
Batch.
I wanted
have
to
say,
mention it.
I know. And
It
I
had
even,
potential.
I even said to him last week, and I don't want to beleaguer our show here, even though it has become a little late in processing.
It's
But
okay.
You know what, though? At the end of we watched this film together, right in my
did.
living room, right here on my television, and I even said to him, we wouldn't even bother to review this. And then Chris says, I need the film because I don't get to see all these
I
films
wanted
that
to
you
review
do. I just want to review
He
something.
watches
that I've
12 a
seen."
week. I
No.
only have time for like 5 or 6.
18 I saw this week. This
That's
guy
crazy.
saw 3.
No, I didn't.
You
I saw. I had
He had to pull
6.
one out that he saw left over from
Well, no, because
last
the week before I had 12.
There you go.
Hey,
well, we
I have
missed
a very busy life. You don't.
I know you have a busy life.
I wish I had your time.
I wish you had my time.
If I had your time, I'd throw some of mine away.
Yeah, well, there you go. Ba-dum-bum.
All right, folks, that's our show. Check
That's
us out
our
on
show.
YouTube.
Check
Check us out on Facebook. Check us
on
out
Facebook.
next week. Same bad time,
Check
same
us out
bad
going
channel.
down the tubes because no one wants us.
He's full of shit.
Checking us in the
Email
gutter.
us at
We're in the gutter.
filmbanter@gmail.com.
Sliding down the gutter.
Totally ignore this,
Just
man.
trying to grab onto the curb so that people just don't throw us under
Wait,
the
you know,
bus.
maybe this will be our last show if you don't want to do it anymore.
I love doing the
Well,
show.
then don't criticize our viewership.
I'm not criticizing
You
our
are.
viewership.
You're making fun of it.
I'm criticizing the fact that we should be superstars by now.
We
damn
are,
it.
but then why do you have to bring it up? People will come to us when they get their brains.
They will.
Yes.
I don't know. But
Anyway, check us out.
After
We love
41
doing the
weeks.
show. We'll keep doing
we
it.
love doing the show. We'll do it no matter
We'll
what.
see you next week.
We'll do it if there's no cameras here, and actually we will.
We have been doing that for years.
We've been doing it for years anyway. That's
at
how
a
we
food
started
court
the show.
near you.
We just go near,
Yeah.
hey Chris from Chili's. We just go hang out somewhere, have
We do.
lunch, and we do the show. But
Okay.
we weren't getting nothing for it. Like now, we're not getting nothing for it.
That's okay.
I know,
We
it's
get
okay.
joy.
That's where we get joy.
All right, guys. See you next week. The show's over.